Morning everybody. We're going down the road which should be about 50 mile an hour, but guess what, there's a petrol station on the left hand side in about a little while, and I would hazard a guess that at 5:30 in the morning a lot of these people are going to go and try and get some petrol from the petrol station. That's probably why we're queuing. There's not normally a queue here at 5:30 in the morning. Normally it's you know, fairly free flowing. We'll see when we get there, but I would hazard a guess that that's probably what it is. Morons going to the petrol station to buy petrol they don't really need, but want to stockpile because they're afraid, because the news has been telling them that there's a fuel shortage when there isn't. The news has made a fuel shortage because everybody's gone panicked and bought it all. Oh, human beings, what are they all about, eh? A Citroen C1, what an ugly car. Oh, okay, I might have been wrong. I'll have to take that back. There's the slit road and there's the petrol station, and there's not anybody queuing to go into it, so I'll take that back. They're not trying to go in there. It's probably closed anyway. They'll probably run out. Oh, well. There we go then. Oh, it's closed. They've got all barriers all around it. They've run out of fuel anyway, so you can't go in there. There's all tape and barriers all around the pumps and everything, so they're probably queuing to try and go somewhere else. It's never normally a queue here at 5:30. I hope it don't mean there's going to be a queue anywhere else. Bloody hell. What is it all about, you lot? Trouble is, you can't judge a queue of traffic too quickly because it might be for a legitimate reason. You know, there might be a legitimate accident up ahead, and you know, that can't be helped, and it's causing traffic now, which is fine. You know, it's just when it's traffic caused by idiots, but you don't know until you get to the end of it. But I've got another 20 odd mile on this road, so I hope it ain't 20 odd miles of traffic going this slow, because then I'll be in a bit of trouble. Never mind. Love it. Lovely Monday morning, eh? Good morning everybody, happy Monday. Hope you're enjoying your Monday morning so far, whatever time you're watching this. So this particular petrol station here has got a subway built into it. I don't know whether you can see that there, subway there, and obviously it's quite a large shop. The trouble is, because there's no petrol, there's no diesel or petrol here, they've got no fuel whatsoever in the petrol station bit. They're not getting any customers come in to buy any subway or to buy any bits and bobs from the shop. He said, oh, it's been bloody empty. You know, and the woman behind in the subway bit was like, no petrol, no diesel sale, no petrol sale, no food. Nobody comes in and buys anything. Usually they come in and get their fuel, and then while they're getting their fuel, they'll then get some food, get some lunch, bit of breakfast, whatever they're going to get. But because there's no fuel, they're not coming in there. They're not. So you know, the idiots going out and buying all the fuel isn't just causing trouble for the trouble is, so bloody hell, you'd think the petrol stations would have made a fortune. All that what they've sold, I bet they've had a big spike in their profits because everyone's just bought all the fuel. I bet they've had a big spike. I bet they've made an absolute fortune, but the trouble is now they've run out and they can't sell any more, so they're stuck. So they're probably going to be making losses, so the profit what they made from everyone buying it all was hiked up, and then now when it's stopped, I bet it's all going to start to go down now, and their profits are going to diminish. I'd imagine that's probably how it's going to work. I don't know, but I don't understand. You'd think everybody would, because I like to keep a full tank of fuel, petrol or diesel, whatever car I'm driving. I have a full tank all the time. I top it up regularly. I don't let it go below 3/4 of a tank. So that means in the event of an emergency such as this, you know, I ain't got to worry too much. It's only when it starts to get low, then I've got to start to worry. But hopefully by that time, any fuel crisis would have ended. But it's weird. I don't know. A lot of people would like to run their tanks low though, don't they? They run it down to like empty and then put £20 in. It gets them like 1/4 of a tank, and then they do that all over again. It don't make any sense to me doing it like that. You're better off running it at getting it to a full tank, running it down to 3/4, and then topping it back up again to a tank. It's 20 quid or less than 20 quid. Some people are like, I can't afford to put a full tank in because I can only afford to put £20 in at a time. Well, if you save up a bit and build it up to a full tank, and then you've got a full tank, then you're not filling. Oh, fucking idiots. Trying to explain things like this to people, they just don't understand. Maybe it's me, maybe it's my head, maybe my head's messed up and I think it makes sense, but really it doesn't. And to everyone else, yeah, I don't know you lot, but all I know is it's starting to rain and I'm going to go to work. Well, don't know if you saw that, but that was a queue to get into Asda. I was going to go in there because that's got good lighting in the car park. I wanted to film something on this car in the good lighting, but I'm not going to queue that queue's going in there for the petrol station. I want to go in there, so yeah, we'll have to find another bit of good lighting somewhere. Looks like it's still empty in this SO garage. Still haven't got any fuel, all closed off, but that's alright because I don't want any fuel. Looks like they did. Meh, not going to get none. All completely empty. Still got the bag over it. It's been, what is it today? Tuesday today. And that was Friday, I think that happened. Thursday night, that was open. It had fuel. Thursday, that they wanted fuel as well. I love watching it. I love watching them. I've still got loads, but I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be the one that's needing it at some point. So, yes. So I serviced this car at the weekend, and you haven't seen the video. Well, you might have seen the video. I don't know when this video is going to go up, but mate, I tell you, when you was servicing a car is the best thing, because it doesn't matter how new it is or how old it is. Older ones you notice it more, but newer ones you notice it as well. You know, it just feels so smooth now. The engine, you can feel it's so much smoother, it's better, it's freer. As the oil starts to get old in an engine, you notice a bit more vibration. It's just a bit more rougher. You notice everything. So now it's all got fresh oil in it. It's got fresh oil in it. It's also, as well, I changed the spark plugs. I changed the plugs. I didn't expect them to do much, but I changed them. And it's at the moment, touch wood, I don't want to jinx it, but it's given me a bit more power, a bit more punch, and it'll cruise happily now, 75-80 mile an hour, no troubles. The vibrations have gone. Usually you'd get to about 2,500 RPM and it'd start to vibrate a lot. I always put it down to being a 3-cylinder that's slightly unbalanced, but now that's all gone. It's just smooth all the way up. I changed gear I don't go over 3,000 RPM anyway, so I changed gear in. So I don't know what it's like yet over 3,000 RPM, because don't forget, this is a chocolate engine. It's meant for going around town, it ain't meant for revving. But up to 3,000 RPM, it's completely smooth now. So then plugs that were in it from new, we're at 17,610 miles now, and it's never had any plugs changed in its life yet. And as you will or have seen in that video, they were all right. They were the right colour, but these new ones have they've given it a new lease of life, to be honest with you. So I'm happy with that. Along with the fresh new clean oil, we're well away. The only thing I didn't change was the fuel filter. I do oil and filter changes every 6 months, regardless of how many miles it does. Any car I have, 6 months, one at the end of the winter for all the summer, and one at the end of the summer to go through the winter. I do oil and filters, and I always change the fuel filter as well, always, without fail. Even though people say the fuel is clean in this country, I don't care. I change the fuel filter, and plus I tend to put different fuels in the cars anyway. So I haven't changed the fuel filter because the only place I can get them from is Kia, and they're £27.50. So fuck off, Kia. £27.50 for a fucking fuel filter. They're nuts. So I haven't changed the fuel filter. I'm going to wait until that needs to be changed before I spend £27 bloody 50 on a fuel filter. Anyway, over the moon, you lot. And also, you lot, listen. This is outside the car. Not a bloody dicky bird from that chain. Right, now, chains are a little bit tricky because a lot of them, not all of them I admit, but most, I don't know what type's in this one, I should imagine it's the same. They rely on a tensioner, which is oil, like a little piston, and as the oil pressure builds up, it pushes the piston out, which then tensions the chain, and obviously when you turn the engine off, the oil slowly drains out and the chain becomes slack. And then when you start the car, the minute you turn that engine over, the pressure is enough, it pushes the chain out and tensions it, blah blah blah. As they get worn, they start to leak a little bit, they might not be as effective, they take a little while to build up pressure, blah blah blah, all that crap. Like in my old Renault Traffic van, that tensioner was, they're on them engines, they're prone to going around about 100,000 miles. Mine was on 180,000, around that area, when it started to tick a lot, and on the cold starts in the morning when the oil is thick and it's drained out. And after about 10 or 15 seconds, sometimes about 30 seconds, it would the oil would get in there and the piston would, the tensioner would work, and it'll be fine. So, and also with a chain on, you need to keep clean oil. Now, this was clean oil in here. It weren't even that old, but it was black, so it did need to be changed. But it was about, it done about, I'd say 5,000, 6,000 miles, which to me is too many miles. I'll change oil every 5,000 it is anyway. But maybe it was too old and too thin for this tensioner, because it was rattling again. If you remember, I was getting the ump of it because I was saying that Kia are liars, blah blah blah. But you know, maybe we're learning something about this Picanto engine. I don't know. Do you know what? I still don't know who makes the engine. I don't think Kia make it directly themselves. I'm pretty sure it'd be a different brand that make the engine. I don't know who it is. Someone, I dare say, will put it in the comments, and I should probably know this, but I don't. But we're learning, I think, that these engines need to be, the oil needs to be kept clean, very clean in fact, in order for it to be quiet. That, you know, we know this, some engines, you know, all engines are different. For example, the Fiat 500s, they use a lot of oil. They use about 1 litre of oil. What do they say? I think it's 1 litre of oil to 2,000 miles. That could be completely wrong, but Fiat 500s use a lot of oil, so you need to keep them topped up. You actually have to top those oils up. There aren't many cars these days where you have to actually top the oil up in between service intervals, but on the Fiat 500s you do, and a lot of people come unstuck. I know a lot of people, when I was more into the mechanicking side of things, on the commercial side, well, I was seeing Fiat 500s all over the place where they'd run out of oil because people didn't realise they had to top them up. People just don't open bonnets on cars these days. They drive down the road, if a light comes on, they just freeze, just pull over on it and stay there. Some people just keep driving. But no, you have to check your oil and top it up. Anyway, where am I going with this? I'm chatting rubbish as usual, but all I'm trying to say is, the engine now is as quiet as a mouse. The chain isn't rattling, touch wood, at the moment. It's got faster, it's got more punch, the acceleration's got better. So them plugs, although they were still good, and I've kept them at home for spares just in case, there's nothing wrong with them. I would never normally change spark plugs unless they actually foul and I get a misfire. But I'm glad I did change them, because I only changed them just for the sake of changing them, just so that I knew that everything was changed on the engine to try and give it the best thing, because the performance was going downhill rapidly. But like I say, the only thing I missed out was a fuel filter, because Kia are very stupid and charge £27.50 for a stupid little fuel filter. It might be good quality, but coming from Kia, is it going to be good quality? I don't know, but that's a different argument for a different day. So we've got new plugs, new air filter, new oil filter, new oil, and that's it. Yep. And we're better. And I'm as happy as Larry. Proper happy. I like this car now. I proper like this car. I really do. 17,612 miles. And it's nice. It is a nice car. I do like it a lot. The outside of it, the way that it looks is growing on me. I must admit, it is growing. I didn't like it very much to start with, but it's growing slightly. I just need to get new wheels, because the wheels are ugly as old Harry. Steel wheels in there. They need to be changed drastically, you know. But once we get a nice decent set of alloy wheels on there, I reckon this will come up to be quite a nice little car, you know. I reckon it will look quite nice once we get a decent set of wheels on there. I like it a lot. Then it's not going to be too bad. It's not looking very good in it. I know it's dirty, it's got handprints all over it, but yeah, we'll be well away then. Nice decent set of alloy wheels. Nice set of tyres. Nice thick tyres. I like it when you got a nice wide tyre on a wheel, so that the you know, you don't see the edge of the rim there. It comes over, you know what I mean? Nice wide tyre. Another thing that I did was I set the tyre pressures to 30 psi. When I went to the tyre garage and I got a new tyre fitted on the front, I said, dude, can you check all the pressures for me? And he set them all to 22 psi. 22. And the thing is, when you go around corners and when you're driving along, you feel it roll around. And I was thinking to myself, wow. So I checked them all, they're all at 22. I've set them all to 30 now. It means they're a bit hard, but not only does it roll better, so you actually feel it smoother going down the road. Also, I dare say those of you economists were going to go, you're going to get better fuel economy now as well. But also, you go around corners and you don't roll around like a bouncy castle. It's lovely. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, it sounds lovely now. Not a dicky bird from that chain. I'm so happy. Absolutely over the moon, you lot. Look at the sky behind me. Look at that sky. That's what we've got at the moment. The sun is starting to rise in the distance, and we're looking good. And we're looking good. But proper pleased, you lot. This morning, on the way to work, there was people queuing for Asda's, Sainsbury's, BP's, but they're all out of fuel, and I'm chuckling because it's people that have caused the problem. But that's an argument for a different day. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you on the next one, and Merry Christmas. Not long now, about 80 days. Woohoo!